Lance Bush is burning, it's burning for you. Lance Bush is burning, it's burning for you.
Welcome to another edition of Len's Burning Bush. I am Len Harvey. Before I bring on my guest for the week, I want to talk about what's really burning my bush. So leave it to social media to cause what's burning my bush, as it usually is up there with many reasons as why my bush continues to be burning. So last year, June 12th, with Bernie Viter, I did an episode called Stop the Cartoon Challenge, where we had to see everyone as a cartoon. Now, that was nice for the first 100 or so times we saw it, and you need to go back and listen to that episode, but that was season 2. Well, now, of course, we have a new thing to go viral because we can't do anything in moderation anymore, right? It's got to be all in, right? So the new thing is called New Profile Pic app, right? Officially named New Profile Pic Picture Editor in the Apple Store and New Profile Pic Profile Picture in Google Play Store. And this, of course, shot up the charts on the mobile charts. I feel like Casey Kasem counting up the top 100 of the mobile scene with hundreds of thousands of downloads for this, as many as they're listening to Len's Burning Bush. As people posted photos from the new app, a piece of mobile software that uses artificial intelligence to create profile pics that look as if it had been painted. Imagine this. This is, of course, exactly what we wanted to see, right? Exactly, right? A regular picture of the person taking a selfie is not annoying enough. We actually have to see a painting version of these people instead. Now, some people actually do look better, I must say, but why? Why do people feel the need to download these silly apps on social media? Isn't the real thing enough? You can't just complain you're sick anymore or show your food like normal people. No, you have to go above and beyond and get everybody annoyed. With this application, of course, there were messages circulating. I don't know if you saw it, claiming that this app was some sort of Russian malware scam. Users claimed the app was stealing data in a criminal way. Wow, we're getting criminal now. Others claimed it was based in Russia and connected to the Kremlin. Other rumor accused the app of being malware and taking money out of people's accounts. So far, people have looked into these claims and found that they were largely without merit or unsubstantiated, right? Now, while this app does collect some user data, its privacy policy isn't out of the ordinary. Let me give you some advice. But why do you need to share any of this information anyway? Let's not. Because here's the deal. On your phone right now, you have facial recognition that you open your phone with. So you're going to give away your face now? I mean, we're giving away our face to this third-party app. I mean, while you may think it's cute to see yourself as a painting, just think of it this way. It may be cute for you, but leave the rest of us out of it. No one is going to really tell you that you don't look good, so it's just a love fest that we could really do without. Geez, I sound like Clint Eastwood. Get off my lawn. With that being said, it's time to bring on my guest for the week. She's already laughing in the background. She's a veteran radio anchor, has done just about everything in the radio business. Music, news, traffic, you name it. She's done it. She's in the lovely city of Orlando, Florida. My longtime friend, please welcome Jackie O'Brien to Len's Burning Bush. I'm going to put you on the big screen. And Jackie, hold on we got to get the applause there. You're getting your applause because, that's all good. But
nice.
I figured. So here's the deal. There's always something that everybody's got to get invested in, these apps. And again, the first couple of times you see it, it's cute. But then everybody's doing it. And I'm just like, enough. Stop it now, please. No more.
The kids, they want to be action heroes. They want to be cartoon characters. It's the younger generation, the anime and the graphic novels. I think that's where the attraction is.
I don't care. I don't want to see it. You can do it. Again, you be you, but just leave me out of it. And I know I could hide them. I don't have to look at it, but it's just every other picture that you see. You're trying to scroll through your feed and you see in the new, they look terrific as a painting, right? Well,
You
yeah,
have
it's
a
the
very good
Rembrandt.
point, though, because someone is taking an image of your face
Yes,
as we're using now facial recognition in things.
bingo.
That's dangerous.
It is very
So,
dangerous, and I think we give away too much information as it is. It's like if you every application you download, it says, do you want to be tracked? Like Apple will say, do you want this application to track you? And you say no, but
mm,
that that's not the case. That everybody, because you start looking for things online, and right away it's on your phone. It's like, or if you say
or
something
talk
now,
about it.
yeah,
Yeah, I've had that happen.
you say something, and the next thing you know, you're getting ads on Facebook. So
Yeah.
it is crazy. I just think that I get it. They see a new thing, hey, a new profile pic. I'm gonna download it, and I'm gonna look good and whatever. But let's be honest, it's like that fake dating app picture. We really know what you look
Oh,
like,
yeah.
and this is not you, right? That
And you're
Jackie, come
almost
on.
hiding behind the image. I mean, just be yourself.
Right.
I
Exactly. I'm
mean,
not saying I'm any I'm getting up there in age. We all look looking a little bit. I'm looking a little haggard these days, but
yeah.
I just don't need to see I didn't need to see the cartoon challenge, the hashtag cartoon challenge. I didn't like that. I don't like any of this stuff. I think because it gets overblown, and it was like the Bernie. I had Tim Tyrell on, another good friend of yours.
Mhm.
Had him on, and we did the Bernie meme, and it was like enough of the Bernie meme already. I mean, remember when the Bernie meme was a
Mhm.
big thing? Again, the first few times it was funny, but
It
after
was funny for a while, but it's
yeah,
like a pet rock. It goes
yeah,
away.
it goes away, and I don't want to be involved in that. And please get off my feed. I want to, we want to leave it to, so we could see who died and whatever. That's pretty much Facebook has become the new obituary column for us older people. That's all we do. We look in Facebook, and if
Yes.
we're still, it's like the old joke in the newspaper, right? If you don't see your name, then you can move on with the rest of your day, right? You
At
can,
our age, Facebook is all dead pets and dead people,
yeah.
unfortunately.
Well, it's just awful,
And
and
it
yeah, I'm with you. I
yeah,
think
it's
it.
just part of the time. You and I aren't doing selfies of ourselves every 5 minutes like the younger people.
No, but I got to
Or
be
maybe
honest.
you are.
No, God, no. I don't like to take pictures. My wife does that. She'll take a picture. I was like, I want to take a selfie, and friends do that, and they always want to tag you, and they do
Mm,
whatever. And it's like I don't want to be tagged. Okay, I like to keep it away. Nobody needs to see me on a regular basis. It's bad enough that I'm doing this video now on
yeah.
YouTube and Twitter and Facebook Live, and people can see me. I like the ability for people just to hear. I'm a radio guy at
That's
heart.
why
I
we
like
work
that.
in radio. We don't want
I
to be in
know.
television.
I
Yeah.
have a face for radio. That's what I like to say. So
Me
it's
too.
just so we talk about getting older, and
Mhm.
unfortunately this is the case. But you want to really feel old? I want to make you feel really old.
Oh,
A
thanks.
couple of things, because I just saw that we have some stars that either are turning 60 or already 60. Okay.
Oh boy.
Let's go through this a little bit. So we have a new movie coming out, Top Gun movie coming out Memorial Day weekend, right? Tom
Mhm.
Cruise is going to be on the 3rd of July, will be 60 years old.
Wow.
Demi Moore in November will be 60 years old. And Emilio Estevez, he's already 60. He turned 60 on May the 12th. And we've got Bon Jovi, who just turned 60 in March. So it keeps going. Steve Carell's turning 60. And
Well,
it just
Bon
makes,
Jovi still has his hair.
yes, Bon
In
Jovi
fact,
looks great. Yeah,
Emilio Estevez might have his hair because his dad has his hair,
right.
Martin
Yes.
Sheen.
Yes.
So there's a good thing there that helps,
Yeah.
with the age thing.
But,
I see you're
we,
not as lucky,
no.
and I've got COVID hair.
No,
So
my hair's all right. I got to cut short. I got to cut short. I'm okay.
yeah,
I'm
looks
not bad. It looks all right. But it's just amazing that all these guys, our people that we're growing up with
Mm-mm.
are getting older. And
Well, and
people are
those were like
talking.
the Brat Pack, right?
Yeah,
The '80s Brat Pack. They're
that's
all
right.
almost old enough for
And you
Social
know what's funny?
Security.
The one that still looks exactly the same, Rob Lowe. He
Oh
looks
yeah,
exactly the same. There is just,
yeah,
it's
he does
amazing.
look
He's like
good.
the new Dick Clark. May he rest in peace, Dick Clark, right?
Yeah,
Rob Lowe has not aged a bit. He's got to be getting close to 60,
he's got
right?
to
I
be
think
up
he might have
there.
been
Yeah.
younger, but I don't know.
No, he looks 20 years younger than he is. So yeah, kudos to Rob. Yeah, it's
And
all those
Demi Moore
nutrition
is
bars
six
he eats.
going to be 60, but again,
That woman is amazing. She just
she
has
is.
looked great her whole life,
Yeah.
and plus she has a trainer, I'm sure, and a nutritionist, and
Well,
you
yeah.
know,
I mean,
someone to walk
let's
her
be honest.
dog.
They got other stuff. So as we get older, what happens? We got to retire, right? And you got to figure out a way to retire. Well, a couple in Seattle has done it a different way. I don't know if you saw this, but a Seattle couple has lived aboard cruise ships for the past year after determining it is cheaper than a mortgage. And they have no plans of returning to land. Angeline and Richard Burke, both in their 50s. Okay. So there's hope for us. They have always dreamed of retiring to a life of travel, according to News 7. This is in Australia. But the couple had been going on a cruise around the world at least once, sometimes twice a year. But it was in early 2021 that Angeline, an accountant, crunched the numbers and found something unexpected, that the pair could retire now and live aboard a cruise ship for as little as $43 a day. So about $1,200 a month, right? That's my math, basic math, right?
Yeah.
So it's cheaper than their
meals
current
and everything. Yeah.
Well, I was looking, even like to rent an apartment these days is, even in our area, it's cheaper. It's like $1,300, and that's cheap. Yeah. And then, of course, in other places, it's $2,000 a month. So living on a cruise ship, I got to be honest, those buffets aren't bad. I just wouldn't want to be confined to a boat. But they get off the boat. Yeah, and you got
to have a balcony. I'd have to have a balcony,
yeah,
a little outdoor space, so I can escape people. But doable.
Yeah. So they used their savings and the anticipated sale of the Seattle home. They found their way to make life possible by hopping from cruise ship to cruise ship, and they take full advantage of the loyalty points and sales to make their dream of retirement on the seas a reality. So that is kudos to them for figuring out a way.
How many years could you do that, though?
I don't know. I think I'd be tired after 2.
Yeah.
I think I'd have to. I'm not that's one thing I like. I like to be on the ground. I've been on a cruise ship and I had a good time, but by the time I'm off the cruise ship, I'm ready to be off the cruise ship.
Yeah. Yeah, me too.
I like the casino,
I like to go home.
Yeah.
To land.
Exactly. So I don't know, but they're having a good time. I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna say anything if that's what they want to do. But it sounds like a great idea. But I think I'd probably get tired of it. I think that would be the case. So, did you happen to watch over the last week the Kentucky Derby? You saw the 80-1 long shot.
I saw the end of it, and I mean the jockey knows his horse, and that jockey just said, I knew he had it in him, and that was amazing, and I wish I had $20 on that.
Oh, I know, because it would have been nice winner. Yeah. Would have been 80-1. Yeah. That would have been $1,600.
Someone out there bet on that.
Oh, well, it's funny. There was I saw a couple. There was a couple of kids or something like that, and they won $25,000. That was a family that won $25,000 on which is fantastic. I mean, the thing right now is that Rich Strike is not going to race in the Preakness, though, so you will not see. They decided that, they're not going to, because here's the deal. They always, you pursue glory, career-ending injuries, and even fatal accidents to raise questions whether they're horse racing, So they're not, they decided to skip the Preakness, and some Derby winners don't always, I mean, here's the deal. Sometimes you just got to, like the Seinfeld episode, and you hit the high note and you just leave the room.
Yeah.
I think it's time for because I don't think you can get better than what happened at the Derby, right?
Well, and if you care for the horse, you don't want to push the horse. Maybe, it was a surprise. They didn't get the training. I don't know. I support that.
Yeah.
I mean, let him live out his life in a nice farm with that title and,
And the stud fees have got to be pretty good, I would imagine.
Yeah. Have you ever gone to one of those races?
No, I've never gone. I live in Kentucky now, and I don't go. It's in Louisville. It's in Churchill Downs, which is about 90 miles or so. But
And I
I've
lived
never.
across from Belmont, and I never went.
No, I've been to the Meadowlands racetracks, and I've been to Turfway Park here. They're opening up a new one soon. But I've been to Churchill Downs, but I've never been at the Derby day.
Hmm.
So it's, what's kind of interesting though, is that Lexington is where all the horses stables are,
Hmm.
but yet they have the race in Louisville, and I'm, in Churchill Downs. It's like you would think they would have put it in Lexington, but again, it's been over 180 years. I think they
Yeah.
know what they're doing. I
You
guess
can't
that is.
change that.
No,
No.
you can't change that. So you and I haven't spoken in a little bit, which I'm sorry.
Yeah,
And
it's been a
there
while.
was no intention that you're episode 110. It was not like I'm going through
Woohoo.
my directory and just finding Jackie O'Brien and putting her at
Oh,
the
yeah, you
bottom.
did.
No.
I'm
There
somewhere in
is-
the middle.
No, absolutely not. What's funny is I really don't have my thoughts or who I want on for, like, I try to look closer to the date, like, 6 weeks out, 8 weeks out, whatever, trying to get people to see if they'll do the show. Most people have been on, and they will come on again, which has been very good. I've had a few people on twice already, but I don't want to go to the third time yet. So I'm
Yeah.
trying to get new people to be on, and I've been asking
Unless
some
they've
people.
got real good subject matter.
Yeah,
So,
of course.
You
It's
know,
always good. I think the subject matter is always important. And you and
Yeah.
I worked together in radio in New York City, which
did.
I've told the stories many times about the Fortunoff building. But I want to get your opinion of the work conditions. So just for those of you that haven't listened, or if it's the first time you've ever listened to Lens Burning Bush,
Oh,
we used to do traffic in a room. It was in the Fortunoff building on 53rd in New York City.
10th
And
floor.
we would do, so the Cablevision at the time had it was News 12 channels. They had the Bronx, they had Long Island, they had New York City, Westchester,
New Jersey.
and New Jersey. So we would do the traffic 24 hours a day for that. That was how we got all together. So most of these guests that you've seen, we've worked together in some way. Now, it was fantastic, but what was the funniest thing about it was, normally when you're broadcasting, you want quiet, right? We would start, and it was introducing ourselves, and you'd hear 5 people starting their traffic reports
Oh, yeah.
in the room.
At
Yeah.
the same time.
at the same time. So
Yeah.
people didn't care. And people at Cablevision, they liked it. They liked the idea that we were in this little room.
But
it was
the
almost
thing
like,
is, we got in sync with it as a group. You did the
Yeah.
mornings, I did the afternoons, where we would all talk at the same time and had in our heads this clock where we knew exactly when to stop, but we'd all stop at the same time as well.
oh yeah.
So it was kind of neat to see.
But what's interesting is we weren't just doing 30-second traffic reports. We were doing 2 minutes, if I
Minute
remember
50.
right. Minute 50.
Minute
So
50.
it was a long traffic report. So anybody that listens to a traffic report now, it's typically maybe 20 seconds of content and a 10-second commercial, right?
Yeah.
It's like 30 seconds
But
at
you've
most.
had Heather O'Rourke on, and
Yeah.
she is the best at New York traffic. I mean, you hear
Yeah.
her rattle that off, but she knows what she's talking about, which is great.
Yeah.
And it's a lot to get in a short period of time.
It is. It's a lot. But we would do a minute. Imagine talking for a minute 50. But we had to go over, we had to do sections of so we were covering along a different area. Like I would cover
Mhm.
Long Island in the morning. So I'd have to go, and in the morning, the rush hour. So you cover all the roads, and we had cameras that you could talk about. you
And
know,
maps and
They-
cameras.
They love the maps and they love the
Kids
cameras.
love the
and
pictures.
the kids love the pictures. They're great.
Kids
But it
love
was
the
fun.
pictures.
And one thing that I loved about that is we all became sort of a family together, because we were
Mm.
always together, right? We would always, you would leave the morning crew, but we'd all know each other. We'd work together. And what was funny is the door would close. We'd do the traffic report. And by like after 9 o'clock, so we would work till, 9 or whatever, the next shift would come on a little bit later. But what was funny is you would see the salespeople come up, and it was like, don't feed the animals. It was like, don't look over there where that room is just, we don't know what's going on in that room, because it was
Yeah.
just,
It
but
was-
yeah.
It was a time where I think if you're lucky enough in life to work with coworkers, that you have good memories for so many years,
Yeah.
remember people so fondly, and keep in touch. You
I
and I
know.
have seen each other over the years, and we haven't
Yeah.
worked together in 20
Yeah,
something
more.
years.
Yeah, exactly. And what's
Yeah.
funny is we all they have great stories. So when you were, I remember when you moved to Orlando area, I was
Mhm.
working for another company at the time, but I happened to be in Orlando, and we
Yeah.
got together.
We
So
did.
that's what's beautiful about this. We've had Lisa Chase on. You can go back and listen to her episode.
Mhm.
We've had
Sal
Sal
Cowan.
Cowan on. He was just on recently. Giancarlo was on. We've had Gordon Deal on. We've had Heather O'Rourke,
Oh,
Tina
Heather.
Lang, all of the people that we really worked with through there. They have been on in one way, shape or form. I've had them on here. So it's been fun to do this. And, it's kind of like my version of Seinfeld's, comedians in cars getting coffee.
Mhm.
It's kind of like traffic reporters, kibitzing,
Well,
talking
you
about
got to
nonsense.
share the Fortunoff building, because
Yeah.
outside the Fortunoff building was this beautiful crystal punch bowl in the window. You remember that?
Yes.
And it was this full crystal display. And then you would walk in our building, say hi to the doorman, get in the elevator. And then there was the 10th floor. Do you want to share about the 10th floor, Len?
Oh man, I tell you that the carpet, the bathrooms, it was like
The bathrooms.
every other floor probably was gorgeous, but our floor was not good.
Our windows were spray painted.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. So we couldn't see out unless you peeled the paint off or opened them, which
Oh,
were
I get-
giant windows that you could jump out of.
That is
Yeah.
crazy.
It was
But-
crazy.
But you know what? It was a fun time, and I would not there's certain things you would never regret. I don't regret any minute of that. I loved
No,
every
I don't
minute of it.
either.
I moved to Cincinnati area in 2001, so I left New York to do that, and I stayed with the company to do traffic in Cincinnati. So I've moved on to do certainly other things, and now I'm not really doing traffic anymore. But you're still doing it. So how is it different today than when we did it 20 years ago?
A lot more resources to use. Everything is online. I mean, back in the early days, we had to listen to police scanners
Yeah.
or look out the window with a pair of binoculars. I've done that in different cities. People call in, or we would even call, say, a gas station and go, hey, look out the window and see what you could. I mean, we were creative back then. Now everything is online. You've got so many DOT cameras and all the police reports are there. So many sources. We're doing this now. I mean, this conversation now, there's been so much technology.
I know.
And I do my reports from home. I am one of those lucky people. And if you told me a couple years ago I could broadcast from my bedroom, I would not have bought it. Not with any quality anyways.
Well,
but
and just to stop you for 1 second, but Tina Lang and I talked about this because Tina, back in the 90s, she was doing the at home before anybody was doing. She had an ISDN line in her house, and she would do the traffic. She would do a split shift sometimes, but the afternoon she would be on the air from her house. And
they would have to install a dedicated line.
Yeah,
it's
people
not
don't
like
understand.
just popping up a website and boom, you're there. That had to be a phone line installed.
Oh yeah, it wasn't. It's different, but if you look at it, it's kind of funny how we've evolved, right? From the days of Tina doing the ISDN line to now, where you and I are talking over StreamYard, and we are now being heard on iTunes and Spotify and Google Play, all these places, including Facebook Live and YouTube and all this stuff now, where how are we doing this? I don't even know, but it's working, right? That's it's amazing. And I like this better. I don't know if you use for work or whatever. Sometimes you use Zoom or Microsoft Teams or whatever, but this is fantastic. I like the quality of the streamer. The streaming is great. It is, again, I don't get, I'm not getting sponsored by StreamYard. I just like it. I think it's, somebody had recommended it to me, and I was like, I'll try it, because originally I wasn't doing video, and people like that that I wasn't doing video, but now they got to see me every week. But no, they like to see what's going on. They don't, I think
Yeah.
people, plus it's easier. Like, hey, it's 12 noon. You could watch it live and you're seeing it. And, they like the idea of seeing it in addition to hearing it. Plus it's easier for somebody to click on a video than it is to find it on all the different places on your phone or whatever. But now I have a website too. You can listen on lensburningbush.com, which I have my own domain name now. I'm really starting to get, this is a little bit too much for me. I had somebody work on it, but so lensburningbush.com, if you type it in, all the episodes are there, all 3 seasons. So 110 episodes, and video just started within the last year. So you'll see just the videos that we have, but they're all up there, and the YouTube channel, you could subscribe and like it. But I just, it's kind of funny how this has kind of evolved into it. But I love having guests like you on, because it's fun for me.
Yeah.
Well, we're not done yet. I wanted to ask you about one thing. Okay. So Fran Drescher, do you remember The Nanny, right?
Of course.
Okay. So
I liked it. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, we liked it. Well, apparently, The Nanny is going to have a Broadway debut. Apparently, Drescher's 64 years old, and she talked about on People, she said she was launching her new book, N is for Nanny, and The Nanny musical is moving forward at a good pace, she says. Rachel Bloom is doing the lyrics. Peter Mark Jacobson and her are doing the book, and she's having their first official read at the end of July. The Nanny musical, of course, inspired by the 1993 series of the same name. I love, it's funny how if you look at it now and you watch it, Fran Drescher and of course the mother and the grandmother and Charles Shaughnessy, and I think it's a pretty funny show. So
it's very New York,
and tell you, that's why they became The Nanny, right? But you're gonna, some schwa. Can you say schwa de vie? Is that
schwa de vie?
Schwa de vie. Apparently, there's going to be a musical. We'll kind of get music with Fran Drescher, kind of talking like that. So that's speaking of things from the 90s. Did you watch The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air? And I'm not going to get into details about Will Smith and the whole slapping thing. That's not where I'm going here. But you remember Carlton, right?
Yes.
And everybody loves the dance, right? The Carlton dance, right?
Yes.
You got to do the
you
Carlton dance.
You can do it, can you? I know.
Yeah, of course. And I'm like, it's not unusual to be. Yeah. So I always like that. But apparently, Alfonso Ribeiro, he played Carlton. He doesn't appreciate it when fans ask him to recreate the Carlton dance. And
How
I don't
many
know
years has he had to do that?
I understand.
Where someone stopped and go, hey, do that.
But think about it, Jackie. Come on. Think about this. If there was something that you did and you were proud, you did this work, and somebody 30 years or 20 years later will ask you to do it, wouldn't you like it? I mean, come on. You don't think Adam West liked it after a while of people coming up to him when he's 65 before he passed away, whatever.
Did he remember
do the Batusi? Come on.
I'm Batman.
I'm Batman. Yeah. But no, the Batusi or, with the Catwoman stuff, again, nobody's disrespecting him. They just want to see. I mean, at the end of the day, he could do a ton of other stuff. He's done game shows. He's done other things. He was
people want him to do it.
All people care is do the Carlton dance. I'm sorry.
Sometimes he's probably just not in the mood to do it.
You know what? You get in the mood, Seinfeld. It's like Seinfeld episode. You don't want to be in the mood. You get in the mood. I don't have a job. I don't have this. I need you to get in the mood right now.
Jansen.
Come on, But anyway, he just apparently gets asked to do the dance all the time.
Poor guy.
I don't. He wants to not do it, I guess is the way we call it. But I think he should continue to do it. I mean, embrace what got you there, right? I think a lot of times people want to
mood first before you ask him.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, it's just one of those things where I think a lot of people do these shows and they don't embrace the show. And they, maybe with Star Trek or something, they don't embrace it. If they embrace it, come on, it was after a while.
Did Leonard Nimoy have to do the finger thing?
Yeah. And live long and prosper. Come on. I mean,
yes.
But you know what? Do it. He did it and did other things as well. It's all good. Now, do you? So you, a lot of people watch all these videos, right? They watch all the. There's what you call it, Twitch. There's other. I don't know. There's a couple of other things now. They've TikTok, right? Is that? I mean,
I watch cat videos.
Yeah, that's what I figured. Well,
And
have you ever
dog
seen
videos.
somebody trying to cook and then blow up their kitchen? Have you ever seen that? Well,
Yeah,
apparently
yeah,
there's
sure.
someone, there's someone that was on Twitch. Her name is Kelly Karen. She's known as K Jane Karen on the live streaming platform Twitch. And she had a hot broadcast on Wednesday. She nearly burnt down her kitchen on a live cooking segment. She goes, I don't know what to do, guys. I don't know what to do. How about call a fire department and get off the damn air? I mean,
But
you know
she
what I'm
got a
saying?
lot of hits from that, and
She did.
maybe it'll pay for the repairs.
Listen to
her
this.
house.
4.4 million views.
Wow.
We're doing the wrong thing, Jackie. I'm telling you. We are. I mean, I got to blow
But
up
we're
my
having
kitchen.
fun.
I have fire in the background, lens burning bush, but it doesn't do us any good.
Yeah, you do. You need like a little burning pot in the corner or something.
I don't know. I think that, all I got is you can like Lens Burning Bush on Facebook at Lens Burning Bush. You can follow along at Lens Burning Bush on Twitter, YouTube channel Len Harvey. And of course, I mentioned lensburningbush.com, iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, Podbean, iHeartRadio, TuneIn. You can even ask Alexa to play Lens Burning Bush. I will tell you though, Jackie, just make sure you say Lens Burning Bush podcast to Alexa, because sometimes something will come up that you might not want when you say
I won't
Lens
say
Burning.
the A word because I don't want her to talk to me right
No, exactly. We don't want her to talk to you. But again, it's amazing, all this stuff. And I've got my my theme song. Blue Jelly is a band in Northern Kentucky, and they were nice enough to come up with Lens Bush is Burning, right?
Lens bush is burning, it's burning for you.
Right on.
They,
Lens bush is burning,
I love it.
it's
I love
burning
it.
for
I love that
you.
they did this for me. And they actually did another song for me. How can we sleep when Lens Bush is burning? Little Midnight Oil, right?
You haven't
So-
used that yet.
No, I haven't used. I use this one because it's easier, but they have that one as well, and I've got that recorded from a previous episode. They've been on a couple of times. They were on the 100th episode, and they sent that was a present for me on the 100th episode to record that. I recorded it so Blue Jelly. If you're in Northern Kentucky, follow Blue Jelly on Facebook, and they're a wonderful band. My friend Jim Biedenbender and group, Steve Ferris, and all the guys, Joe on the drums. They do a fantastic job. If you ever get a chance to watch some of the videos, one thing that I love about them is every year they let me sing Sweet Caroline with the band. So I get
Do you drink first?
a little bit. I'll just say
Okay.
a little bit. but they love it. They don't do Neil Diamond until I do it. So it's kind of funny how that works. But Jackie, thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you.
It's great to talk to you. We'll have you on again. And I'm sorry again for 110 episodes. That was not my intention, but thank you so much.
110 is a good number.
Absolutely. Thanks to Jackie O'Brien, my band Blue Jelly, for my great theme song. I'm Len Harvey. We'll be back with another episode of Lens Burning Bush next week.